even though you may not be kin to somebody, they're your neighbor right next door, and we treat a lot of people like family here.
His death was a major loss for a southern Kentucky community. How they're remembering a man found shot to death coming up.
A Winchester man is charged with impersonating a police officer. Investigators say he was trying to get a stolen phone back from a prostitute.
This woman thought she had done everything possible to protect herself from identity thieves. But there's one thing she didn't consider. Her story coming up.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at 5:30.
Good evening to you. Those who knew him say he was a hardworking, honest man. Tonight we are learning more about the victim of a deadly shooting in Jackson County.
State police say that someone found 61-year-old Jackie Rose's body on Chestnut Flat Road yesterday. Police believe that Rose and another man got into an argument which led to the shooting. Tonight, Sam Smith is talking to people who knew Rose. He has our top story at 5:30.
Folks that live in the Sand Gap community say everyone knows each other, and word spread quickly that 61-year-old Jackie Rose was shot and killed yesterday afternoon.
It's a tragedy.
You know, even though you may not be kin to somebody, they're your neighbor right next door, and we treat a lot of people like family here.
Linda Isaac says her store is a focal point in the community, and it's how she got to know Rose and his family.
They were well liked in this community.
He's a hard-working man, and he logged, honest, good fella.
Kentucky State Police say Rose was killed yesterday near his home on Chestnut Flat Road. What led up to the shooting is still under investigation. Police do say that Rose and another man were involved in some type of altercation. The man they believe is the shooter was detained and questioned, but not charged. Family members want justice for their loved one, but they'll have to wait until KSP's findings are presented to the Commonwealth's Attorney's Office.
This whole tragedy has affected everybody. Everybody coming or going is upset. You don't know what to do. You don't know how to help this family. You know, everybody's heart's broken.
In Jackson County, Sam Smith, WKYT.
Lake's Funeral Home in McKee will handle Rose's funeral arrangements. His visitation is Friday at noon, and the funeral will be at 2 o'clock.
A Winchester man is behind bars tonight accused of impersonating a police officer. Police say Colt Christopher went to a woman's home last night posing as an officer. They say he went there to get his wallet and phone. According to his arrest citation, Christopher claims the woman was a prostitute and stole his belongings. WKYT's Mark Barber is tracking the investigation.
Police say the trouble for Colt Christopher started last night when he solicited a prostitute. After his phone and his wallet were stolen, investigators say he didn't let them go. Instead, they say he went after the woman, posing as a police officer. The 32-year-old was arrested around 10 o'clock last night. According to an arrest citation, Christopher showed up at an apartment building on Main Street and started beating on a door, saying he was a police officer. Court papers go on to say that Christopher was yelling and screaming, scaring everyone in the building. Someone called for help, thinking he had a gun. According to the citation, when an officer got to the apartment building, Christopher cursed at him and said, "I am the police, go away." When the officer identified himself a second time, court papers say Christopher charged at him. Police say the 32-year-old did not stop when he was told to, so he was tased. Christopher is now in the Clark County Detention Center, charged with impersonating a peace officer, menacing, disorderly conduct, and alcohol intoxication. We called the jail to see if Christopher wanted to talk to us about his side of the story. He said he did not. In Winchester, Mark Barber, WKYT.
Christopher was in court this afternoon and pled not guilty to the charges. He is expected to be back in court for a preliminary hearing on September 9th.
A grand jury indicted a man accused of leading police on a wild chase with his girlfriend in the front seat. Our county-by-county coverage at 5:30 begins in Boyle County. According to the Advocate Messenger, grand jury indicted Marion Fisher on felony charges of unlawful imprisonment, first-degree wanton endangerment, and fleeing police. Police say Fisher was driving drunk with his girlfriend back in July, and when she tried to call for a ride, Fisher refused and took off in the car. Police started chasing him into Harrodsburg, where he crashed into a yard. In Pulaski County, a boat club is now offering a $1,000 reward for information in a theft and vandalism case. Deputies say in March, someone broke into 7 boats at the Somerset Boat Club. They say there was minor damage to the houseboats and 1 paddle boat was stolen. The victims reported seeing juveniles in the area at the time.
After a cooler than normal summer, the heat and humidity are fighting to stick around, and we are tracking some showers and storms maybe moving into the area. Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey has an early look at your forecast.
Yeah, the scattered storms that are out there now kind of firing with the heat and humidity across the eastern part of the state, especially. A lot of upper 80s. We've been flirting with that magical 90-degree mark for the better part of the day. Normal highs for early September right around 84 degrees. So we're still above normal, but it can still get toasty this time of year. And notice that temperature slide as we go toward the middle of the month. That normal high starts to drop. Normally 79 by the 15th of the month, and by the end of September, a normal high into the low 70s. That's a big drop in normal temperatures around here for 1 month. Defender now beginning to get a little more active with those storms into parts of eastern Kentucky around the Moorhead area, Sandy Hook, northern parts of Morgan County, just to the north of the West Liberty area. That thunderstorm is slowly moving through there. That's likely putting down a lot of some heavy rain. Some storms now beginning to pop as we expected just to the east of the Covington area. Those will try to dive toward the south into parts of north central Kentucky as we go through the next little bit. So anyone fair game for a pop-up shower or storm over the next couple of hours. A lot of folks, though, should remain on the dry side. When I come back here in just a little bit, we're going to focus more on that big holiday weekend forecast and let you know if we can find any change compared to what we've been seeing over the past couple of days. Guys, that's in 10 minutes.
All right, Chris, thank you. The attendance numbers are in for the Kentucky State Fair, and fair leaders say they're up from last year. The 111th year wrapped up on Sunday. Fair officials say there was a 16% increase in attendance from last year. This year's total is the 6th time in the last 10 years that numbers have exceeded 600,000 visitors. Fair officials believe the great weather played a role in attendance.
Some new job opportunities could be coming to Madison County. Leaders with Bechtel Parsons Bluegrass organized a career symposium today. People who took part attended different sessions to learn about the Bluegrass Chemical Agent Destruction Pilot Plant and future job openings. Department managers and human resources representatives were on hand to answer questions.
We have a wide variety of positions that are available with the project, and they come open on an irregular basis. Everything from nurse, doctor, field engineer, administrative support, someone who can perform maintenance of our equipment in our facilities. So it's a wide variety of positions that we'll be looking to fill in the next few years.
And it's not too late to learn about those opportunities right now. The symposium runs until 7 o'clock tonight at the Perkins Building on the EKU campus. Now, here's some unsettling news. Sometimes protecting yourself from identity thieves can be next to impossible. We have the story tonight of one woman who thought she'd done everything possible to secure her personal information. But there's one thing she didn't consider.
I think it makes you vulnerable when you know someone has your personal information, especially when you have worked hard to keep up with your credit.
This woman is anxious about having us show her face or use her name after ending up a victim of identity theft. She did everything to protect herself, or so she thought.
I already had like a lock on my credit, and anytime my credit report was, asked to be requested, I got an email.
She received an alert on her account that she had applied for a credit card, but someone else had done it in her name. At the same time her identity was stolen, she had also been receiving calls from the college she attended, asking for a donation. Investigators found a link.
Someone from Virginia Westland who had stolen alumni's information. It really did upset me.
Turns out her personal identifiers on her student account had been compromised. Upon review, all evidence pointed to a work-study student working on campus.
She was working for the university in their HR department, which gave her access to all of the student records for the current students, past students, and alumni.
The woman attempted to open more than 100 credit card accounts. Losses totaled $11,000. The victim in our story was angry, but also grateful she was warned immediately.
Work hard, do whatever you have to do to make your own money, instead of trying to, take from someone else like that.
That doesn't seem fair. Ironically, Thomas, the ID thief in this story, was attending the school majoring in criminal justice. She received a 2.5-year federal prison sentence for ID theft.
Still to come on WKYT, we are teaming up with the Kentucky Blood Center for the annual Big Blue Blood Drive. Coming up, we'll have all you need to know about how you can come down and donate.
I'm Bill Bryant. From roads to zip lines, the topics keep popping up for the Kentucky legislature. And a university is still counting, but may have a record number of students on campus. The bottom line is ahead.
I'm Victor Puente in Rowan County, where County Clerk Kim Davis once again refused to issue marriage licenses. Coming up, we'll show you that confrontation and tell you about her hearing scheduled for tomorrow in federal court.